Hello, and welcome back to the entire Syosset learning community. After nearly 6 months closed, our buildings will very soon reopen for a new school year. It goes without saying that this will be a year like no other, and we've been busy for the last 6 months getting ready to welcome our students and staff back. The closure was an extraordinary time. We pivoted instruction online while maintaining connections through car parades, virtual ensembles, and Google Meets. We reinvented socially distant graduation ceremonies, and our students fought the pandemic through one charitable project after another. Together, we looked out for one another, flattened the curve, and found new strength in adversity. We gained appreciation for essential workers, from the heroic healthcare workers and first responders who keep us safe, to the people who literally feed us. Now, as we reopen, our school staff will join them as essential workers. With our staff and students in mind, the district embarked on several construction projects to introduce more air conditioning to make mask wearing more comfortable, to update bathrooms with touchless fixtures and faucets, to improve building fresh air ventilation and streamline car drop-off, especially at the high school, and to open some exciting new spaces for students. And we've made a number of changes to promote personal health. Students and staff will daily self-monitor for fever and other symptoms and let us know when they're ready for school via an app. Building arrivals have been staggered and buses have reduced ridership. Portable hand washing stations and additional hand sanitizer dispensers will become familiar sights. That's not the only way schools will look different. Desks will be spaced 6 feet apart. They'll have clear plastic barriers on top. There are dots on the floor and signs in the hallways to remind students to keep a safe distance. And suddenly, the most important back-to-school supply will be a high-quality face mask. But the teachers will still be familiar. Whether virtual or in person, our amazing Syosset faculty will be educating our students, joined by some terrific new co-pilot partners we recently recruited or who had already been part of the Syosset team. There are going to be some challenges. We know many more parents will be driving their children, so we anticipate both arrival and dismissal requiring lots of extra patience, at least until we settle into a rhythm. Socially distant classrooms will be missing the reading rug and the group spaces that made learning a shared activity. Things like recess will have to be much more structured. Whether in physical or virtual classrooms, it will take time to adjust to new teaching and learning in this environment. But we are better equipped now than we were in March, and we'll get stronger with each passing week. I'm confident we will have a good year despite the complications. As I was visiting the buildings this week, so many of our returning teachers stopped me to say, "We're going to make this a great year," or "We're going to make it fun." They're even more excited than I am to see your children return. Their creativity and enthusiasm has been like a shot of adrenaline in these last few days. Thankfully, the infection rate in our community remains low, and we monitor state data daily. But to succeed, our plan depends on everyone doing their part. It won't matter how safe we make the buildings if students are doing risky things once they leave. Flattening the curve wasn't easy, but now the biggest threat to that success is complacency. We're embarking on the toughest challenge I've faced in my 30 years of working in the field of education. But we know how children thrive when they are engaged with their teachers and their peers and in a routine that feels normal. We have a solid plan, we've made deep investments in our people and places, and we'll be constantly monitoring and adjusting as we go. While the changes we've made to our school environment would have been unimaginable a year ago, they are necessary in these extraordinary times. We will all need to approach a school year like no other, with patience like never before. And since no one's done anything like this before, we will likely make many adjustments as we go. But we can assure you of one constant: your children will be loved, nurtured, and cared for, and will receive the best educational experience possible. The importance of the work we do in children's lives cannot be overstated. We take this responsibility very seriously and have worked hard to be ready. So it's with joy and excitement that I welcome our students to the 2021 school year. Together, we've got this. Together, we are Syosset.